Welcome to a busy webinar. This is Dave Meyer with BusyWeb, and I guess I should start by rephrasing my intro today to never be boring again. Spice up your content to get real results. Brought to you by BusyWeb. You don't want to write content that has that kind of connotation, do you? So we're going to talk about that today and get you all set for writing engaging content to get you great results. Here's me and how to get a hold of me. And so if you do have questions during the event, if you're experiencing issues, or if you just need to chat and would like today's presentation emailed to you after the event is over, you can just send me an email at dave@busyweb.com. If you have issues or questions, you can call us at 612-4BUSY-O, 424-9990. Or, of course, you can tweet questions to the hashtag BusyWebinar. That's #BusyWebinar. Here's a little bit of detail on how to do that and how to actually review questions as we go through here live. This is today's event, and we have a whole bunch of folks with us already, so welcome to those folks. But as you press play inside of here, you can make this screen full size to see all of the detail in its full glory. But also, you can either follow along with the hashtag at #BusyWebinar right here. Just keep refreshing this page. Or if you just go to twitter.com/#BusyWebinar or go in the search field and search for #BusyWebinar, that is where you will see these and you can interact and ask us questions during the event. I might not get to all of your questions today or during the event, but we will follow up with you via Twitter if you do tweet us at the hashtag #BusyWebinar. All right, so back into things and a little bit of detail about who we are and what we do. BusyWeb is a digital marketing agency located in Minneapolis, Minnesota, and we take care of marketing of all stripes. So whether it is email marketing, social media marketing, search engine optimization or marketing to get Google ads out there or to make sure that you rank well on Google when people search for you, content writing, and of course, web design. We do all of those things for our clients. And our specific target for clients is folks who have built established businesses and are ready to turn the revenue loose in their businesses. So you have your operations figured out. You've been around for 5 or 6 years. You've probably survived through one website design in the initial stages of your business. But now you realize it's time to really get marketing. And that's how BusyWeb steps in and what we take care of. Our digital marketing programs under the Buzz Builders name help clients take care of that by serving as your virtual marketing team. And so you sign up with us, we meet with you monthly, we set up strategies and plans and do all of the things that I mentioned for you, including as necessary web design updates and help or creation of new sites, all for one price. So get a hold of us if you have questions on that. Here's some examples of websites that we've done, and we've helped folks from all walks and in all different types of businesses. And specifically, again, we're searching for those folks that have gotten their businesses running and now are looking to release the beast and really start marketing like crazy. And if you do that, you're going to need to have fantastic content, and that's why we're here today. At its core, marketing is really about getting physical, measurable results. And if you're just kind of wandering through the day and writing things on Facebook once in a while or going to a quote of the day and sharing something, that's not really effective marketing. The results that you might be looking for in your business might be clicks or downloads, visits to your physical location, getting people to buy things, of course, reservations, appointments, calls. All of these are interim steps to the big thing, and that's to get revenue or donations if you're a nonprofit into your organization. So that's what we're talking about today. So as we move forward on that, here's what content can help you with. Great content can drive interest and action. It can bring more business, which equals more revenue, and it can build awareness around your business or organization and help fill your lead funnel if you're a B2B business and get more people interested and essentially warm them up so that you're not calling or connecting with cold leads. You're instead already working with people that have some understanding of what you do and ideally know what you do and are already engaged in working with you. So a great subject line, a great headline, great active content inside of posts or on social media can all help drive that type of result. And in fact, when you think about what you really need to think about, more than a third of people engage with a website or engage with your company based on the very first thing that they read. And so if they see something that's boring, or if they see a post that's just not their cup of tea or doesn't match what they need from you, the idea that if I sell drill bits, what I'm really selling isn't a physical drill bit, it's a hole. And so the hole that you fill for your clients from their perspective is what you want to focus on to clearly and connect and engage with them. So what I want to start with for you today is what to post and where to post it. There's all kinds of places that you can put things out on digital marketing in general, but here's the common themes that you can see. There's 4 things that you're going to want to be able to do inside of your digital marketing. And this is for social media mostly, but also applies to your website. And of course, your website and then email marketing applies to all of these things. But if you're looking for straight networking, that's probably across from Facebook to Instagram, LinkedIn, Twitter, Pinterest, Snapchat. Same thing with photo sharing. All of those tools allow you to share and connect with imagery. If you're looking for recorded video, yes, Facebook and Instagram do that. LinkedIn can handle some of that. Snapchat doesn't really do recorded videos as much, but YouTube certainly does. But then live video is where Snapchat and YouTube and Periscope all pop in. So that's where you should kind of focus as far as the types of content that you should be sharing. So now what to share on those networks? Well, first, of course, your website. The keys to your website is that it needs to be mobile responsive. It needs to adapt to the size of the device that people are viewing it on. More than half of all web browsing and certainly all searches is now completed on phones. So mobile responsive is very important. You need to optimize for search terms. And again, think about what your ideal client is searching for when they're ready to buy. So if we are looking for the prototypical hole searcher, so someone that needs a 3/8 inch hole, that's probably one of the things that we want to focus on. Focus on what you do for your customer, not necessarily the tool that you use to achieve it. And this is tough for a lot of businesses. You need to think backwards and think about what is it that we truly provide to our clients. And a lot of times you can say, so what, a few times to yourself. And I like to try doing so what at least 3 times when I say something. So I say, we're a web design company. So what? Well, that means that we help create websites that are beautiful and that build our customers' interest and experience and generate new leads for them. Well, so what? By generating leads for people, we're getting them new business. Well, so what? New business equals more sales equals keeping their business open. So then if you go back to that, so what? I can say we help you generate more business and sales through leveraged marketing tools. So very easy. And again, it hits right straight to the heart of what someone's looking for when they're visiting your website, checking you out on Facebook, reading your email newsletter, or just checking out the tweet that you just sent. As far as your website, you can post photos, links, videos, and all kinds of content. And the key is to drive calls to action. You'll note right on the BusyWeb homepage, the big first thing that we ask about is let's talk and then get started. We give them a lot of different things. There's actually like 3 big calls to action on the website, including a very engaging, I think, video. But whether you're looking for web design or email marketing or brand strategy, we talk about what we can do and then more importantly, how and why we do it. As far as updates to your website, I would publish at least weekly to your site. Bridging this across to Facebook, or the business benefit then for websites, is that sites are the one place that you completely and truly own. This is the only place that people will actively search for you. If someone finds you on Facebook, or if they read a tweet of yours, the very next thing they're going to do is to go into Google or follow a link and check out your website to make sure that that you're going to match their needs. This is also the place that you completely own. Facebook changes their rules several times a year. And as a matter of fact, BusyWeb and me personally are having issues with Facebook right now because they just changed something, and now I needed to email them a stupid copy of my photo ID, right? You don't need to copy a photo ID to get access to your website. All you need to do is maintain your website and make sure that it's as easy as possible for you to use, maintain, and manage by building it in a great tool. Our recommended tools are WordPress, and then also the way we build WordPress for our clients. We build our websites so that they automatically publish to the rest of the networks I'm going to talk about today. Facebook, of course, B2B, B2C, nonprofit industries, everyone and everything is on Facebook. 1.5 billion people use Facebook. You can post photos, videos, links. Live video is huge on Facebook right now. And I would, on average, once you're really humming in social media, post about 1 time per day or week. The business benefit is advertising, and the advertising platform that you can use to connect with people really lets you connect with the exact audiences that you're looking for. And as I've talked about a bunch of times, if you're a veteran to busy webinars, you can actually use Facebook's advertising tools to proactively discern the size and interests of your best market. So you can dig in right through the advertising platform, and it's on the upper right-hand corner of your Facebook page. And this is from your Facebook page, right? So you can boost posts on any page, or on any page if you're the admin. But then you have to take one more step. You have to go in and check out the advertising section instead of just clicking on the boost post. And from there, you can find out how many people fit any given thing that you could possibly search for. So it's a great way to figure out the size of a market. And by knowing as much as possible about your market, you can write and advertise directly to and for them. Twitter, pretty much the same. Food, technology, retail, household products, entertainment. You can't go wrong with Twitter. It's more like the public utility of the web. The hashtag that we're covering today at for the busy webinar is a great use or example of how you could use Twitter to connect with people in real time. But it's photos, links, videos, and the text limit is 140 characters, but there's a lot of ways around that. The key thing is that this is more ephemeral stuff. This is things that pop into your head, or that you're talking about things in real time. The frequency, you really can't overdo Twitter. And the business benefit then is it's the fastest way to reach your audience. And it's a great way for customer service or searchable hashtags to take care of things for you. LinkedIn then is mostly B2B. You can post studies, guides, white papers, testimonials, and videos. And the frequency is around 3 times a week. Business benefit is to establish expertise and then to network within your industry with the best referral partners, or people likely to know about your customers before they know about you. And then also to connect directly with those customers as well. Pinterest, decor, wedding, fashion, food, beauty, photography, home improvement, anything with lots of images, with videos, keywords, and links. If you have tangible products that are visually arresting and interesting, Pinterest is a great tool for you. You can't really overdo Pinterest as well. 5 times a week, about once a day maybe, is a good shot. And then the business benefit is to increase visibility and linking to your website, because it's a great boost to your search engine optimization. Instagram, food, art, travel, fashion, in-person things. So this is personal stories and connections. Post images, hashtags, and Instagram video. The frequency is maybe 2 or 3 times a day. Again, it's hard to overdo all of these things, but the business benefit is to provide creative context and visual inspiration to connect with customers. This is a great way to share behind the scenes to share that one beautiful image or that one artfully prepared video that will help you connect more solidly with your ideal market. Instagram also does tend a little bit younger than Facebook, for example. And so if you're trying to reach millennials, tools like Facebook and Snapchat or Instagram and Snapchat can be very helpful. The key is to focus on the things that are engaging as well as shareable. Shareable means things that your customers or your prospects or anyone interested in your market would be interested in sharing, because that's a huge way of reaching new customers. Well, so what makes content shareable? If it's useful content, if you've got lots of interesting things that are helpful to your customers, tips on how to drill better holes, for example. If it's engaging, the folks at Will It Blend or the Hydraulic Press channel on YouTube have made a great amount of money and sales with engaging content, blending iPhones up or squashing things like computers or claymation people are all engaging pieces of content. And they're also very visual. With social media in particular, as well as all content on the web, having some visual component to the text on your website, in your email marketing, on your social media posts, is a great way to make sure that you stand out. A simple text post is really hard to make stand out. But if you do have a simple text post, especially on Facebook, keeping that content as short as possible, because short posts like 2 or 3 words expand to fill the space now on Facebook. So you'll notice that oftentimes as you're scrolling through your Facebook feed, something shows up larger text. So it's like bolded or it's bigger. That's because that post is really short. So if you're going to go visual or if you're going to go textual, go short. And then, of course, emotional. Focus on humor, on engaging customer stories, on things where you've viscerally or proven ways that you've helped clients. Have your client tell the story from their perspective. So don't just say, we helped 19 million people do X amount of things, right? BusyWeb served websites to well over 50 million people this year. That's not that engaging. But instead, if I shared, we helped, 35% of our clients do X thing that's really important to our client base. We improved the revenue for our client by 300% via their website over the past year. Something that's engaging, that's connected, and that shares that personal connection can be very emotional and help it stand out. Things that are engaging, of course, images, links, and video. As you're sharing things across all networks, images, of course, will stand out. If you're doing things in Pinterest, for example, having a tall image will help you stand out even more. Having great content, having lots of fun stuff that you do in your site, sharing engaging links with other places, curating content can be a great way to make sure that your content stays fresh and interesting. And then, of course, video, and in particular, live video, is a great way to connect viscerally and personally and in the moment with your best customers. Here's an example of a customer that has shared some really interesting content. So they love sharing before and after photos of the things that they do. This is a home improvement remodeling company. So they published pictures of the backyard, and then after they were done, they shared the after photo. Incredibly engaging content. And that shares and lets people get an idea for the type and style of work that you do. But again, it's visceral, it's personal, it's visual, and it's engaging. It's not boring content. You can also loop in, and I'm going to share just a second about keywords versus hashtags. In Instagram in particular, also on Twitter and other places, you can do 2 different kinds of things when you're searching. You can have hashtagged content, and hashtag is a specific word or phrase, usually all squished together, that specifically relates to a search term. If you're inviting people to engage in conversation about a specific thing, hashtags, the pound sign, is the way to do that. It's a bookmark that other people can search for. Keywords, however, are simply any word that you type. And so same thing on Google, same thing on Instagram, same thing on Facebook. Keywords are simply things that people search for that might not directly relate to an individual hashtag or search item. It's a little bit confusing, so I want to show you. If I do pound sign dogs on Instagram, there's 32 million posts of hashtag dogs. And then you can see down here, dogs are better than people, dogs are girls' best friends, dogs on Instagram, blah, blah, blah. If I simply do dogs, that opens it up to not only hashtags, but also people and groups and other things that people are connected with. This is where having an account that's named something that's relevant to your industry and your company. So if you search for web, busy web shows up. But if I search for hashtag busy webinar, only busy webinar is going to show up in hashtags. So hope that makes sense. When you share your online content, there's three big places to think about connecting. Your website, of course, is the very first thing that you need to have locked in, that needs to be perfect, that needs to be gorgeous. You need to put your best foot forward with your content. So having a interactive and engaging homepage on your website, but also great landing pages for wherever people might find you, whether they're responding to advertising, connecting with social media, or simply reading your blog. Having a website that serves that content in a visually arresting and appealing way is what turns your website from a virtual version of Where's Waldo, where people are searching in vain to find the stuff that they want from you and your business, to getting ready manuals on how to get to the next step with you and your business. People at All Backyard Fun know that they're looking for either fire pits or patio furniture or really lifestyle extensions, right? So bring the inside outdoors is what you might want to focus on, because that's the hole that you fill for your customers. And so focusing on that, not that you've been in business for 17 years, or not that you have 75,000 different SKUs, but sharing, we are the answer to your issue. We can stop the pain. We can provide the thing that you need. That's what to focus on. As well, social media, of course, posting things, in this case on Pinterest, the kinds of things that people are interested in, that they're looking for. The difference between boring content and engaging content is written from the perspective of your customer. You know what they're searching for and you're answering their question. We think emails, for example, are spam if they have nothing to do with us. But we'll take content all day long from companies that are specifically talking about what we're interested in. So if you're writing and if you have great engaging content that's clear and that gets to the heart of why people are looking for you, that's not spam. That's engaging. That's clear. That's easy. That answers the question, how can I help you and why should I care? And then, of course, in emails, you can follow that up as well. And writing engaging subject lines is every bit as important as writing an engaging post or an engaging update on social media. You can actually repurpose your email content so that that's going out from your email newsletter. And again, check out our new menu items is much easier or much better than Wednesday newsletter, right? And so check out our new menu items came right across from the content of our email and wound up on Facebook. And perhaps it wound up on the website first, and then the website automatically published to Facebook. And then we grabbed that content and we published it right on our email newsletter. So it's all part of an ecosystem. The key is focus on what people want. You can share other people's content as well. So whether it's for your target audience, similar businesses, credible sources inside of business, you want to look at and find things that your clients are going to be interested in. You can straight up ask your target audience on what would you like to see from us, or give them a couple of options and let them vote. You can look at what your competition is doing. Ideally, I like looking at content or competition from other metro areas. So like I'll check out New York or Chicago or Atlanta when I'm looking at things to do as far as digital marketing agencies, because I'm not really competing with those folks. And instead I can learn from them and engage with them perhaps. But then also look for credible sources. When you're thinking about content that's going to clearly engage, you probably subscribe to a number of newsletters or to a number of updates that you get from a trade industry organization that you're a part of. And so using some of that content, sharing some of the expertise, and you're an expert in your business, in your content, whether you know it or not, because you know more than your audience. So sharing that content, sharing the opportunity to connect and engage with folks is a great way to build that credibility. The key on all of these is to add your own spin. When you share content, you don't simply just grab a link and repurpose it and not say anything. You certainly don't just copy and text the entirety of a post, because that's called plagiarism and that's not good at all. But giving people a snippet of information and linking right to them, connecting up with people and just getting them to the next step and telling them why they should care, because you know what they're looking for, is the best way to engage. And with content, when you're thinking about what to share, 80% of everything that you share should be valuable and interesting. This is engaging content that's designed to also inform. If you were looking for a subset of this, about half of what you do should be designed to engage people clearly and simply. So 50% is engaging content, grabbing their attention. 30% is informing. So between the two of those, you get your 80%. That final 20% is promotional content telling people what to do next. So if people understand who you are, you've captured their attention, you've proven that you're an expert in the field, the obvious next question is, okay, well, what do I do now? That's where that 20% comes in. It's not necessarily buy now. And make sure that you don't flip that on its head and lead with 80% promotional content, buy now, half off, all that stuff, because people don't like to be sold on social media or on your website or on your emails. What they like to do is they like to engage with your content and decide to buy on their own. But when they do, you need to make it very clear on how they can. So that's where that promotional content comes in. That's click here, subscribe to, give us a call, stop in today, do a trial, whatever that stuff might be. And here's some killer content tips. I'm talking specifically about things to write, things to do to capture people's attention. So as we look at that, a post that isn't clicked isn't effective. So if you're writing and if you're connecting with people, you're really battling with this. People, when they read your content, are going to be thinking, should I click on it now, later, or never? Now, of course, is your winner. Never, of course, is your loser. But later, more often than not, is really the polite version of never. Because we all see several hundred posts, probably several dozen to several hundred emails, and browse several dozen places on the web every day. If I think I'll check this out later, what I really mean is I'll never get to it. So you want to do everything that you can to engage a client, to engage a prospect now, so that they'll take that next step, so that they'll click that article, so that they'll subscribe to your newsletter, so that they'll buy your product now. When we look at the 3 reasons they'll open the post, well, first they need to understand who you are. Having clear branding on your website, having a clear from line in your email marketing, having a post and a thumbnail image on your Facebook page that makes it clear that this is the business or this is the person they already know that's sending them this note is going to make you recognized and much more likely to get clicked. If the timing is convenient, This is why you have to play with post timings on your website, on your emails, on your social media, because all of the edge rank algorithms, all of the post ranks, all of the content on the web is guided in part and sometimes substantially by the exact timing. If something was posted 3 seconds ago and I check my newsfeed is much more likely to feature that post. If I posted it 7 hours ago, it's much less likely to show up on my newsfeed because there's a lot of other stuff that's happened since then. So making sure that you've got your timing right, and you can do that via tools like Facebook's Insight tool, which automatically tells you when your audiences are most active, or by looking at your Google Analytics to see when people visit your website most often, or via email marketing. You can see when people are clicking on your articles, on your newsletter, and then keep sending at that time because that's the best bang for your buck. And then finally, you need to have a compelling headline, a compelling subject. Is it worth reading? You get about 1/10 of a second, really, before people decide to completely disregard what you're saying. And so having something that's clear, that's concise, that's engaging is really, really important. And when we look at this, here's a simple rule of thumb that we call 222 that will help you guide on a great headline. So within 2 seconds, you need to compel someone to pay attention. The next 2 seconds is for the first 2 words of your subject line or headline. That's really all they need to read before making a decision. And it's not a decision, again, about whether to read the whole thing, but whether they're going to do it now, later, or never. And then finally, the third is today. What should they be concerned about right now? If you can tell them within 2 seconds, 2 words, and today why they should click, they're much more likely to do so. And what that might look like when they look at your post, you need to be clear, clever, and interesting. You need to entice them by, and certainly in email marketing and on search engine optimization tools, to give them a little bit more context. Teaser text, or in website parlance, meta text, meta descriptions, are what helps you give people more context on why they should click. In this case, Half Moon Yoga is sending out a post that says, acro yoga at 10,000 feet, you in. But then right here it says, aspire to higher ground. Join us for this. And that's all you get in the teaser text inside of your emails. In search engine optimization, in your post content, all you get is acro yoga at 10,000 feet. That's the meta title. And then the meta description is the text that shows up underneath the blue text in Google. It's your 1-2 punch to capture people's attention and to get them to the next step. You also need to choose your words very, very carefully. You need to avoid spam-like terms and make sure that you focus on value and interest when you publish things. So checking your spam folder for things that have been flagged, make sure that you don't write that kind of stuff. Use a spam check button on email marketing, for example. Constant Contact has that. Or just search for other spammy things. If you have free in your subject line, or if you have free, certainly in your email newsletter headline, more often than not, that article, that entire thing that you've crafted so carefully is just going to go right into the junk mail folder. And same thing, people are going to gloss right over if you use any of these words: income, save, act now, urgent, purchase, fees, refund, fast, all of this stuff. It has negative connotations, mostly because it's all facing you. You're trying to get people to do something without giving them a reason why. So focusing on their why, on their need, and answering that need is what makes your content engaging. A good headline can make or break a post. It's not March newsletter, it's cycling news, right? So keeping it up and keeping it interesting. You can drive sales, event attendees, fundraising, subscriber participation through all of these tools, and standout headlines really equal clicks and engagement. Here's some things to think about when you're writing headlines for your content. First, keep it short and sweet. Ideally, 4 to 7 words. You want to focus on what's going to show up on a phone screen in that itty bitty little box. Attractive offers. Maybe it's discounts and gifts. Again, you're not going to lead with free, but you're going to tell them this will blow your mind. This is going to change the world. This is going to do whatever it's going to do for your client. Focus on their need. And then keep it clean. Make sure that it's easy for mobile to be digested so that people can see it on their Android, so that they can check it out on their iPhone, and so that it makes sense. You need very short, clear content and engaging images and details on your posts. For brand identity, make sure that you incorporate yours. If you send out an email or if you send out a post, and for example, on Facebook, you need to have a square logo in order to show up appropriately. If you have a large horizontal logo, spend the whatever it takes with a graphic designer to come up with a square version of your logo. Or if it's just not going to work, come up with something else that's clear and concise. With BusyWeb, as you'll see in a little bit, we have a very horizontal logo. It's BusyWeb. It's our word mark, right? But we also have Buzz, the bee. And so for social media, our logo is the bee, because everybody gets that that's BusyWeb, and that's our mascot. Make sure that you have an air of mystery when possible. You know, your goal is to raise interest and connection with people, and then ask questions. You know, make them think. Create urgency. Share with them for the next 3 days, or last chance, final offer, don't miss out. And then entertain, warn, or inform. Again, we're getting back to why people should care. Focus on their need, right? Focus on what they're really interested in. They don't care if you've been in business for 20 years. What they care about is, can you help them? And then finally, literary techniques. And I'm going to talk about these in a little bit, but it's helpful if you write like you mean business to be taken seriously. So here's some easy examples using the top appeal for headlines. Top 3 reasons, top 11 issues, top 5 priorities, 9 best tips and tricks, top 7 concerns, 7 need-to-know strategies. You know, I kind of like sticking away from top 10 because it's so cliched. But if you say, you know, top 9, top 8, top whatever, that makes it a little bit more likely to be taken seriously, and it stands out just a little bit better. So focusing on that kind of content. And then here's some other examples of the tops. So here's top appeal, 7 must-haves for fall. Creating a sense of urgency, only 12 seats left, get yours before midnight. Personalize what you need to know about your personal finances. Asking questions to your clients, how can we help your business grow? It's kind of self-serving. I don't like that much. Exclusive appeal, an exclusive offer just for you. Or stay in the know, 13 signs you're budgeting wrong. So think about this again from people's internal perspective. What's going to capture their attention? What's going to speak directly to them? And then go from there. As far as literary techniques, here's some common ones. Onomatopoeia, you know, boom, crackle, pop, using the way something sounds when you do it. Allusions, we're bringing crafty back, right? So bringing it back to pop culture, making an allusion. Alliteration, 7 simple solutions to saving. Stands out a little bit, pops in your mouth a little when you're reading it to yourself. Chunking, lions, tigers, and the Springfield Bears. Oh my, right? Easy, we get that. And then numbers. We've talked about this before, but 13 ways you're killing your credit score. Easy stuff. Let me take it one step down for you and actually use these in common parlance. So here we go. June promotion. Oh, yuck. So, literary technique of onomatopoeia. Here's a couple of improved headlines. Splish splash, oh, the prices we've slashed. Or cha-ching, right? Get right into it. Share. Get people interested and be interesting. Joe's Pet Store newsletter. Allusions. Who let the dogs out? pet shots this Saturday. Fido's got 99 problems, but fleas ain't one, right? Easy stuff. You're alluding to something in pop culture. Mother's Day specials? That's kind of boring headline, right? How about alliteration? Make mom's morning miraculous. Or cards, candy, and one cozy couch. Easy peasy, right? Sign up for summer camp. Summer Camp 2016. New archery, fencing, and sailing. I've chunked those three things together. That's chunking. Kids love it. Parents dream about it. Registration's open. Easy. And that chunks three things together. And then for numbers, New England concert update, put a yawn in there. 3 can't miss summer festivals. 16 bands, 1 Miranda Lambert, right? Super easy. You're using numbers to stand out. So here's another option. What would you change on these headlines? Our monthly tax letter. What do you want to do? So you might want to make it pop. You might want to do some things. How about just using a number? 3 overlooked tax deductions you may qualify for. New product arrival. Great. Yeah, sure. What do I care? I don't even know what your products are. Sweet dreams are made of cheese, right? So for this cheese shop in Wisconsin, that's how they popped their headline. Free Apple Watch. Free. That just got bumped into the spam folder. Not awesome. So how about this? Apple Watch. Want one? Or time's on your side, right? Making an illusion. You can find inspiration for this stuff all over the place. You can check the news, look at what people are doing in headlines. You look at magazine headlines and covers. If you're at the grocery store, look at what's happening on all of those tabloid magazines. They're writing engaging headlines. It's their job. Look at what others are doing. Check out other websites, other connections. Look at your competition, ideally in other places so that you don't look like you're just copying another local. Search results or search results headlines. So search for your keywords and find out and pay attention to the headlines that are ranking for your terms, the things that are popping up on the top. Blog titles, tweets. So things on Twitter that have lots of engagement, lots of hearts, lots of retweets. Listicles that make you curiously click their headlines. Alltop does this. They have all the top blogs everywhere, but also BuzzFeed, Upworthy, Mashable. Don't get into the trick or the trend of link baiting, though. So there's a difference between writing engaging content and writing something that screams link spam. BuzzFeed is particularly notorious for this. It'll say, a cat walked up to this toddler. You won't believe what happens next. The you won't believe what's happened next is so cliched, it's almost offensive. So think about what you do and don't just copy to copy, but take the phrasing and tone and some of the sparklier ideas. What catches your attention? Write that and use that for your content. You need to keep all your stuff clear and short in order to make the maximum impact. So really, 30 to 4 characters max typically appear on most mobile devices. So you need to keep it super short. 6 to 11 words, 4 to 7 has the great response. Customize the first 11 to 18 words of your content. This also works for your meta description. And so about that tweet level length of pre-header text. And then remember that 53% of emails, but also all marketing is opened on mobile devices. We carry constant communication devices in our pockets right now. And people engage with your content when they're busy. They might be sitting in line at a Starbucks, or they might be sitting around at a restaurant waiting for their date to arrive, or having a conversation with a friend at a bar, and your topic, your need pops up and they say, well, yeah, just check out BusyWeb. And so they search for web design, BusyWeb, and they get your content, but it needs to be clear and engaging right there. Here's 4 steps to make it all work. First, brainstorm 3 versions of any headline. Test that content on mobile and desktop before sending. So you have a draft mode of your article. You can look at it on a mobile device and on a desktop. Consider preview pane display and customize pre-header text. This is also good, again, for meta descriptions in websites or the excerpts on websites. So think about what's going to be published where on your site, on your Facebook post, on all of those things, and make sure that you're, again, just looking at it in advance. And then, of course, monitor your progress. I've talked about a ton of stuff today. I want to get back and just make sure that we don't have any questions. So if you do have questions, let me know. But again, you can either tweet to the hashtag BusyWebinar or send me an email, and you can do that via a couple of things. And I'm going to share a few more links with you before I get back to that contact info. But really, to learn more, you can check out trainings on all of these things. You can go into much more depth at busyweb.com/events. You can search for Facebook or Twitter or LinkedIn or whatever, and you can get that content. You can also get started if you want to try a tool like Constant Contact or ask us about what you need to do to improve your content. You can go to busyweb.com/cc. If you do have content that you'd like to check out, you can let us know. But also, it's super easy to join our list and find out what we do. Because I'm bragging a little bit here, but I think our content team does an amazing job of writing engaging, clear content. So text busy, BIZZY, to 22828. And when you do, you'll text that to 22828 BIZZY. You'll get a text message back immediately that says, please enter in your email address. And then from there, you'll enter in your email address that you want to get content to. And the very next time we update our content, you will know. join our list.